Okay, you guys, let's go ahead and get into this Real Housewives of Potomac. I really think that Ashley is living in her own fantasy world. That's just me. She just really truly not going to come to terms of what her husband is did and is doing. So let's get into this. Welcome back to our channel. My name is Kourtney and my husband Eddie is not here on this review. So if you're new to this channel, welcome. Go ahead and take a seat. Go ahead and take your shoes off and relax. Welcome to the co-ed family. If you're new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you aren't new, welcome. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Let me tell you what this channel is all about. This channel is about Kourtney and Eddie. We do relationship topics, reviews, and right now I'm going to do the Real Housewives of Potomac. Yes, review. Now, this is just a part 2 of, it's the second part of the reunion. And as we know, Monique pulled the receipts out on Gizelle, or actually Jamal Bryan, and kind of, you know, said some things about him, exposed him, and Jamal Bryan had a rebuttal and stuff like that, you know. I have to do a whole separate review on that, but I'm not even giving it no energy because it is what it is. All right, so Gizelle is answering the question about her husband, her boyfriend, whatever he is, baby dad. She's asking the question about, you know, him and what Monique just exposed about him, you know, sleeping with a lot of women, having a baby while they call themselves reconciling their relationship or whatever. And she was just like, you know, hun, you know, she don't believe that stuff, and her and Jamal are fine and they're in a good place. And they asked, you know, when you leave here, are you going to talk to him and what will you say? She was like, you know, it's going to be fine. It's going to be good. It's all good. So, you know, we can tell that she was embarrassed. She don't want to talk about it. And I would say this. When people are on social media and they have children, imagine what you're doing to your children. You know, is it really in truth, is it really and truly worth it, Gizelle, to build up a fake storyline just to get income? Like, is it really worth it? You know, are you willing to sell yourself that low for that? And you have 3 girls. What are you teaching them? You know, so, and we all know that those girls, I don't care how much he said on that video, those girls really truly not fond of their father. Like, period. They're not. It has nothing to do with the cameras. It has everything to do with their energy and where and how they, you can tell it in their body language. You can just tell they're not into their father, you know, because of what he did to their mom. So it's period. Don't force something. I'm not going to spend time on that, y'all. You know, I seen like a day listening to all the different bloggers on talking about, you know, breaking down that video with Jamal, and I was just like, I'm over it now. So let's move on to something else. Gizelle was totally embarrassed, and after, you know, the conversation, you know, then she want to go with Robin, and they talking about thirst book. She talking about this, she talking about that. Why you say all that while you was on stage? What was your pop off then? You know, but no, you and Robin got together and do what y'all do, talk about the stuff behind, but you're afraid to say anything else because you felt like more was going to come out. You was going to really look more embarrassed, and you was just stunned and shocked. So now I guess you got your tongue going together. Now you just, you know, so yeah. So let's talk about Ashley and her husband that really and truly does not need to be on this show. I will say it again. Like, it is, if this would have happened to one of the black husbands, I think that they probably would have been gone. But because of Michael being the shade that he is, I think that they will continue to have them on there. And it seems like Andy just like Ashley. I don't know if he liked Michael and attracted to Michael, but he just seemed like he liked Ashley. Ashley talking about her and Michael, and that, you know, Andy asked about, you know, Michael having an affair and, you know, doing all this stuff. And she really and truly is like, either she's saving face for the cameras, or she just oblivious to what really and truly is taking place with her husband. You know, he is cheating. You know, there's no way that you're going to get a hotel room with a woman. Y'all just going, what y'all do? Look at each other, go to sleep? I mean, what you going to do? So no, they slept together. She said that they didn't do anything, And I think it was Candace, somebody like, no, they did. Like, come on now. Let's keep it real. They did. I don't know who gonna believe that but you, but we don't believe that. And so that's what Andy was asking, Michael not there. And then they was asking, like, where is he? And so she was like, well, he had a wedding, that he had to go to. Really? A wedding? A wedding? In the midst of the COVID? So, like, he really truly gonna go to a wedding? Okay, girl. Okay. All right. So I think Wendy was like, she was like, well, my husband's home. He's changed. He's home every night. He's with me. And I think Wendy was like, well, he's not here tonight. So you mean to tell me it's the reunion where he can voice his opinion, voice his side of everything, and he chose to go to a wedding in the midst of a pandemic where you probably gonna have to wear a mask? And really, that was so bogus. That was so bogus. Like, Ashley, don't nobody believe that story but you, girl. Okay, he just didn't want to come. So Andy asked, like, so he just didn't want to be here. So that's when she made up that, excuse, So they started talking about the affair and everything, and other people chimed in on that. And they're also talking about Ashley and Michael with the butt grabbing and the cameraman. That was like, I believe he grabbed that man butt, period. Like, again, Ashley is in a bubble, and she was like, I think they was talking about another cameraman, I think that a couple of seasons ago, and she was like, well, if so, he called him Zeddy. Like, what? And she made the statement that her husband is attracted to women. Okay, and men. And men, let's put that out there. It's no way, look how he goo-goo over one. It's no man that's just attracted to women only. And she didn't say that. I don't think she just said, she may have said only women. But he not gonna goo-goo and go over one the way he do. So she just said that she would leave Micah if he cheated again. Yeah, right, girl. Girl, right. So let's move on to Karen. Y'all know the Grand Dame is my favorite person on this reality show. She is my favorite. So the Grand Dame, she basically, they was talking about the money. When she gets a little tipsy, get a little alcohol in and stuff, then she started talking and spilling some tea. And which is in turn why the girls think that she don't want to drink around them anymore, because she just tell all the business. And the business was said that she helped. Well, she said that she helped Ray come up out of that financial hole that he was in, and she, gave him the money. And she said she wanted her money back. But then when Andy asked her about it, she's like, well, I'm very spoiled. I've been spoiled. Ray has spoiled me and everything, and I don't, my husband don't owe me anything. I don't want no money back. And I think that's the way it should be in a marriage. Better for worse, y'all there for each other. So, she probably felt like that. And she could probably still do feel like that, I'm just saying. But for TV, she was just like, no, I'm not going to do him like that. So let's move on to this part. How is the check? So Andy asked, about the income, because, he made that reference so Karen was able to pay Ray. So he was like, okay, well, ladies, let me ask this question. I think it may have been off the cuff question. He was like, okay, yeah, y'all are making money. So how is it affecting, your husbands and everything? And Monique said, well, this little check. I was like, Lord Jesus. I like Monique. It is what it is. I do. But to me, just because I like you, if you're wrong, you're wrong. Just because I like you, if I see flaws, I'm just going to call them out. But she immediately got in this little check. If it's such a little check, why are you on the show? And you may not be, some of them on here, for celebrity status or whatever. But if it's such a little check, why are you on the show? I don't know. It just seemed like she just took a She took a dig at a lot of them that are on there because they need the money like Gizelle. I really do. I don't know if Bravo is gonna, take that like, oh, okay, you don't need this money, little check on this little check. Okay, all right, girl. I don't know if they got offended at that, but I think it was a dig at Gizelle because she's trying to, give a fake storyline just to stay on here because she need the money. So I do think that. But she was like, yeah, this little check, this ain't nothing. Chris bring in a lot more than this. So, Andy was like, oh, Chris, but he not playing football anymore. But she was like, he got investments that do very well. So she was like, Chris liked the fact that I can take this money and do whatever I want to with it. He don't have to give me no money. I can take this money, put it into other investments and other things that I'm working on. So, and I really think there was a dig at, Gizelle and other people on there that need it. So Robin was like, well, me and Juan, we put in half and, I don't want to hurt a man's ego. Okay, what that mean? That mean I make more than one. So I'm really and truly, we're just going to act like I don't. I'm like, Robin, you could have kept that. So Gizelle asked Karen. It was talking about Karen and the part where Karen said that, Ray said that he think that he in love with her or, he's not sure if he love his wife and all that stuff. And Gizelle said, Karen was embarrassed. And Karen said, I wasn't embarrassed. I was just hurt. I was really and truly hurt. And I think Candiace said the same thing, and all that stuff. They begin to also talk about, how Karen is not really transparent. And she said that, since her parents deceased, a lot of stuff she was doing because her parents was alive and they was watching the show. I guess they were watching. But, I don't believe that. I really don't believe that. I just don't believe that. But anyway. Monique said that, mumbled and said, we talking, I think they're getting ready to talk about the fight and all that stuff. And Monique said that, you hear Candiace over there. And Candiace said, what a victim. Monique said, see, she over there taking shots. And she supposed to be traumatized. That girl mouth it is what it is. That girl mouth. So let me say this. Pause, break. If you are a part of the Christmas giveaway, this is the last day to enter. And let me say this, Jesus is the reason for the season. That's the phrase. Jesus is the reason for the season. And if you have caught every last video in which we started this giveaway and you have listed video by video of every Christmas phrase, you cannot enter. You maybe don't want to do it. You cannot enter for the $50 giveaway. So if you have been entering and you've been writing this down faithfully, and you can email us at kourtneyandeddie@gmail.com, kourtneyandeddie@gmail.com, and you can now enter for the giveaway. And we will do a live on Tuesday, which is tomorrow. We will do a live on Tuesday and we will announce the winner on live. Okay. All right. Alive at, I would say roughly about 7 o'clock. I'll announce it on the community tab and let you know the exact time. Okay, so now they're talking about the plot and the Gigi thing. I have heard it over and over. And, Gigi started this, mess to say that, Monique was sleeping with her trainer, having an affair. And now the baby that she just had is not Chris, but the trainer. I want to know this trainer. Where is the trainer? Can we talk to the trainer? Can we get some information from the trainer? Has anybody heard from the trainer? Because I guess they done paid him off and said, listen, don't say nothing. Let's move on about your business. So that's where everything started. And just giving my take on it, just trying to piece everything together. It seems like Monique got mad at Candiace because Charisse knew about the information. And I think Charisse was trying to, Gigi was trying to give the information to somebody on the show so that they can spill it on the show. And Charisse was, I guess, along with that as well. So the reason Monique got mad at Candiace, to me, the fight, all that stuff built up, is because she felt like she was bringing Charisse around when she felt like she knew that Sharice was not her friend anymore. So she was like, well, why you friending my friend or my ex-friend? Why'd you bring her around like you shady, you know? So to me, that don't have nothing to do with it. You know, I think that she found Candiace. She took a lot of anger out on Candiace because she couldn't get to Gigi and she couldn't get to Sharice. So, you know, okay. So Candiace was an easy target. I don't think that Candiace was involved in all of this. I don't think, even though she said something about it was a plot to try to get Monique off the show, you know, it's just, I'm over it. I'm so over it. I'm over it. And Monique explained that part, but, you know, he was like, but none of this stuff came out on the show. Gizelle did say something in her confessional about that part. So that part did come out on the show, and I think that's what Monique was trying to get to. But by that time, I think a lot of stuff had already took place. Like, we at the reunion, I think a lot of stuff had already took place. She probably didn't even see that part until the fight and all that stuff took place. So I don't know, you know, and I do know that episode where, and it bothered me, where Monique was gunning for Candiace. Like, if she breathed, she would say, girl, why is you breathing like that? So when they was at her house. So yeah, anything that, and she said it, you know, a lot of that stuff was just bagged up from previous, you know, on stuff that had happened, and she was gunning for it. And all they needed is that when she said that she did this and put her hands in her face like that, then, you know, that's all she needed. And she put her hands on her, which still doesn't justify it. Monique will not apologize, period. She won't take full accountability for what took place. Now, let's go back. What happened to her and the pastor when they were sitting down and he was able to dissect and go back and say what happened, you know, why she had these triggers and all that stuff or whatever. If you know you had these triggers, apologize to the girl and let's move forward. Like, let's apologize, you know, sincerely. You know, whether we think Candiace is adding on because she's an actress, I personally cannot tell her when her trauma is over. Her mental trauma, I can't tell her to stop. You know, that will be on her. But I think she's adding on more because she wants a sincere apology. And I say, just do it. You know what I'm saying? Just do it, Monique. Like, just do it. Like, you harboring this stuff in your heart toward this girl, even though she may be egging it on, she may be doing all this stuff, just sincerely apologize for putting your hands on that girl first, because you did. Whether she do all that, somebody can get up in your face. Yep, we're not 16. We're grown women. You're not just a grown woman. You're a grown woman with a husband and small children. Just do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to come humble. Now, if we want to get scripture, we can. And you had a pastor and all that stuff. So we talk about forgiveness. The Bible say forgive 7 times 70. It don't mean matter. You just got to forgive. Ask for forgiveness. If your brother, don't bring your offering. See, I'm going to start preaching. Shut up. Don't leave your offering here. Don't even present it. If your brother got an alt with you, go reconcile with your brother. Come on now. Don't let social media hype your head up and keep you in this cycle, because that's you that you got to deal with every night. Don't just humble yourself and just apologize to the girl so we can move forward. She will stop all of this, you know, crying and all that stuff. She will, because at that point, once you apologize, she got nothing else to play back on. It's like, I apologize. Take your time, get your therapy, heal, but I'm moving forward. That's what I want to say. Let's just move forward. Bravo did say, we don't condone violence, but we're going to show you the clip again. That was so shady. Like, you don't condone violence, but you just going to sit up here and show us that clip again. All right. And so at that point, they were trying to find out who put who hands on what, who started it first, you know. Gizelle said she didn't push, she was pushing them back, and I saw that. I saw the head push back, you know, just like separate, you know. Monique said I blacked out, you know, but in other words, Monique is saying, you know, I'm justified and I will justify myself for doing what I'm doing. Y'all will not gang up on me. Y'all will not ice me out. Y'all will not make me feel like that. So, And it did tell Monique, like, you just seem so unemotionally attached. You don't seem, like you're sorry. You don't seem like, and she was like, well, that's just me. That's just how I am. I just think that she feels attacked. And in her mind, how you feel attacked is you got to put up a wall. So she don't want to seem weak, but she does feel attacked. I think that her and Candiace, with somebody, maybe a therapist or somebody that's neutral, need to sit them down, and she really needs to apologize to her, period. If you offended somebody, if you hurt somebody, let's talk biblical. If you offended somebody, hurt somebody, you got to go to them and you got to apologize. You got to bite your pride. Let's be real. You put your hands on her first. No matter how much noise she talk, you put your hands on her first. So I really, truly want them. I loved them as friends. I really do. I do understand Candiace is a bit much. She is, but even in that, a lot of people are a bit much, but you don't put your hands on them. We go to jobs every day, honey. We are folks that's a bit much. Some people say I'm a bit much, but that still doesn't give you a right to put your hands on nobody. There's times when I wanted to, but I would be unjustified to put my hands on somebody. People can push you to those limits, but you got to make sure that you're restrained, because you're an adult, you're grown. So y'all, let's see what part 3 holds. The husbands are supposed to come out, and Chris, Monique's husband, is supposed to, I don't know what's going on. But anyway, so let's see what happens on Reunion Part 3. I think it comes on next Sunday. So I will see you guys on the next video. And again, if you've entered the Christmas giveaway, go ahead right now and send us an email so you can be entered to win. Tomorrow will be the last day. Tomorrow at, let's see, what's the day? Wednesday? Just get them in. It could be before the live. Just get them in. All right, you guys. I will see you on the next video. Don't forget to go with God and let God go with you. Deuces.